Good morning, Unity of Payson. Yeah. So you look like blackbirds sitting on a telephone wire or something up here. That's for those here in person. And for those of you who are joining us virtually, um, I can't see exactly what you look like, but we're delighted that you're here. Um, we're being cautious here at Unity of Payson. So for those of us that are in person, if you're within arm's length and you're talking with someone that's not family, we recommend that you mask up so that we can be as cautious as possible. Um, so would you join with me this morning in an opening prayer? God of all goodness, you have given us a delicious option of choice. As co-creators in the divine process, we have the ability, yes, even the power to choose, to decide, to lead. So this morning, as we gather, let us take that power that we have and draw it to ourselves. In our quiet times, let us know that absolute connection with the divine within. So as we gather, bless each one who is with us this morning, whether in person or virtually. They are all part of the ordained community here this morning. And for the participation of each one, we are so grateful. We sit in the quiet of gratitude. And we know that we are divine. Occurs in our life is and intended for that. We are grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, Unity of Payson. And also to everyone online. We're glad that everybody could make it here this morning. And I just wanted to say I am so grateful that we are getting to meet in person. And the more that we can be careful with ourselves, the longer we can meet in person. So let's be sure to mask up and all of that. Now, so I don't see anyone new here in person. But if you are online and are new to us, please leave your email information in the chat so that we can make contact with you and let you know everything that's happening here at Unity of Payson. And so for those of us who are at home, perhaps, or who have not found us, or who are new, let's say our blessing together. We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. And our opening song is by Karen Drucker, I Relax, Let Go.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. 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 All is well, all is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I am well, I am well. All is well, all is well. I am well. Ooh-wee.
Anybody else feel like they needed to get up and do the stroll to that one? Flashback. Well, we have gratitudes. You know, we're, again, like I said, we're grateful that we get to meet here. We're grateful that we have technology that we can see everybody online. And of course, we have activities during the week ongoing. We have our morning cafe. We have had our intender circle every week. And we had Course in Miracles led by Reverend Neil. And so we are also thankful that the second Tuesday, even though we're still being careful, is Friendship Sunday. And so if you particularly want to invite someone to come, either online or here in person, second Sunday is our Friendship Sunday. So thanks for all that. And unity is grounded in meditation and affirmative prayer. And so we have trained prayer chaplains to pray with you. And we hold those prayers sacred, confidential, and we pray over them for 30 days. And then Donna sends them on to Silent Unity for another 30 days. So if you're here in person and you have a prayer request, you can either see one of us, or there are the prayer request, the blue forms out on the welcome table that you could fill out. If you are online, you can call the number 928-235-7142. One of us to contact you personally, please leave the personal contact, either your email or a phone number that we can get in touch with you. And our theme for this month is will. I use my power of will to choose, to commit, and to be willing. And today's speaker is our own Reverend Neil Worthington, and his talk title is Willingness is Not a Dirty Word. And on to our metaphysical moment. And I'm going to do something this morning to allow us to kind of let go of the outside world, to just get centered as we move into this more heartful time of service. So we're going to chime a few minutes, or at least a few chimes here, and then I will go into metaphysical moment. So just allow yourself to kind of be present. Let go of all the things you were thinking about before you got here this morning, and everything else you need to do when you leave. Knowing that the present is all we ever really have. Past and future are just thoughts. So just take a nice deep breath in and be totally fully here. And so in alignment with our theme for the month, be willing. As I choose my intentions and commit my time and talents, I remember to open my heart and mind to be willing to receive my highest good. I know that being open and willing is the first step to reaching my goal of a more joyful and peaceful life. If I am not open and willing, then all the effort will not be in alignment with my heart, and my efforts will be thwarted. I am open to receive all my good, and I'm willing to trust the process. And from Brian Herbert, the ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. And now we have our message from Reverend Neil.
Good morning again. I love that, Betty, about open heart and willingness. As we open our hearts, with a willing spirit, we receive what it is that most satisfies our desires. So you probably remember, as I do, even if you don't have the tradition that I came from, which was very conservative and very fundamentalist Christian, you probably remember the Lord's Prayer. King James Version was like this. I remember because I memorized it very early in life. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. So did you notice that thy will be done part? So there's God's will and there's our will. And we're going to talk about that, but we're going to look at it a little differently than the traditional understanding that we may have had when we recited that Lord's Prayer. Let's look at the power of will, that theme we have for the month. And as we look at it, let's open our hearts, open our minds to something a little bit new. The power of will, that divine power that each of us, all of us are given, is the power and the ability to choose, to decide, to lead even. It's the executive power of the mind, that part that's really here in the forefront if we think of brain. But if we think of mind, it's like having the CEO function, Chief Executive Officer. And that CEO function allows everybody else in the organization, every other power, if we're looking at the 12 powers, to be able to be exercised. That power of will, the ability to choose, allows imagination to flourish, allows zeal to spring forth, allows faith to bolster our confidence, allows love to be present in our lives. But this power of will that we have, all of us have it, can be used rightfully or can be used in error. We do have an option. I just want to review a couple of things that I've thought of with regard of how it might be used rightly, how it might be used in error. It might be used rightly for the highest and the best for everyone concerned, and we often talk about that. But in error, it might be used to support ego, that personality that wants to dominate, that presents self, that is not the truth of who we really are. The power of will may be used positively or negatively. So I have something here. Well, what's this? Horseshoe. What can you think of that attracts something that might be in a horseshoe shape? A magnet. All right, we got it. So if we want to attract our desires to us, we can use this power of wisdom or of will as a power to powerfully attract that we want. So like this little piece here, get close to that magnet. Have that positive energy, that positive force draw to us that which we desire. Matter of fact, we may have lots of desires, and those can be drawn to us. But there's also the negative pole, and I want to see if you can see this. Sometimes that negative pole, that use in error of the power of will, actually pushes away from that which you desire, that which you desire. So can you see that we desire to be, whoops, somehow I'm not doing it right. Well, it's supposed to push away. I'm going to try again. Wrong pole. I'm not succeeding. I think we're too close to a lot of metal here. But if used negatively, used in error, that power of will may actually push away what it is that we desire instead of drawing it to us. The power of will used rightly listens for spirit. Are you a good listener? Are you able to listen for spirit in that quiet place? Listen for that tap as though it were on the shoulder that says this way. That which comes almost from behind you. You're looking to go, am I going right? Am I going left? And the tap on the shoulder, the tap in the mind says, listen to spirit. Or you may be hell bent on doing just what you want to do. That's the power of will used in error. The power of will recognizes your divine identity. The I am of you, the Christ consciousness within you, which all of us have. But used in error, that power of will may insist on being me, may be resistant to listening to the power of spirit. The power of will also has purpose in mind, while the power of will used in error may have pleasure, short-term pleasure in mind, as opposed to that ultimately satisfying purpose. The power of will used rightly is committed. Once the listening to spirit is there and the knowing that comes with that, then the commitment to see it through. That's what the power of will does. It's committed. The power of will used in error may flit from one thing to another, chasing a dream, unaware that a little listening and some perseverance will bring what we truly desire. The power of will used rightly is clear. Used in error, it's confused. Have you ever been confused when you're trying to figure out what direction to take next? And you're going this way and you're going that way, or you're trying this and you're trying that, and you're trying to push through some wall. That confusion is not a right use of the power of will, the divine power of will. And then, of course, where we're at today, the power of will acts willingly when used rightly. Willingly. When used wrongly, when used in error, it acts willfully. I'm going to do it. Willingness. Let's talk about that a little bit. Willingness is saying yes to life. Willingness says yes to life, as Betty shared in the metaphysical moment, with open heart, with open mind, but particularly with open heart. Have you ever thought about actually intentionally opening your heart? That's the yes to life. That's the power of will working itself out. Saying yes to life also means that perhaps it's even budding belief that all is good, that there is divine goodness inherent in everything that happens in our life. That's saying yes to life. That's willingness. That could also mean taking the law that is there, whether we like it or not, whether we recognize it or not, the law of expansion, that we are designed to be more than we think we can be, that we are designed to expand and to evolve and to move forward continuously. We are also designed to be prosperous. We are designed to be whole. We are designed to have harmonious relationships. Saying yes to life also means saying yes to purpose. That willingness says yes to purpose. Our friends from Eastern spiritual traditions talk about dharma, and I like that word dharma. For me, although the definition may be conformity to duty and to nature, to me it means purpose. Our very nature, that divine expression that we are, and a commitment to it, brings purpose in life, which is ultimately satisfying. Saying yes to life also means putting yourself in the path of divinity. Divinity is there within you, but sometimes you need to intentionally put yourself in the path. If we can go back to our magnet here, if you, let's get up here where we can see it. The closer you get in the path to this, I'm trying to do it. Well, let's do this. Closer you get to that, putting yourself in the path of divinity. Me and my magnet aren't doing so well, but the truth is still there. Put yourself in the path of divinity. And then finally, what willingness is not. All willingness is saying yes to life, but willingness is not weakness. You ever feel like you're powerless? You're weak. You can't get what you want. Things just don't go right for you. Willingness is the antidote to that. What about fear? Do you worry about the future? Do you worry that this will happen or that that won't happen? The antidote to that? Willingness. Willingness to surrender to that divine identity that you are, that self with a capital S that we talked about last week. Willingness is not compromised autonomy. This is the dirty word part of it. Sometimes we think that willingness is going to get us in trouble. We're going to find ourselves weak. We're going to find ourselves compromised. That which we are, our ability, our own free will, our autonomy is compromised, but willingness is not that. Willingness is not winning and losing, being caught up in that competitiveness. Willingness is not that. And willingness is not a forfeiture of free will. I really like the idea that is expressed by Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder. He talks about giving control to another. Willingness is not giving control to another. He says, it is error for anyone to submit his will to the control of any other personality. the personal exercise of will as opposed to the spiritual of will by personal understanding is short-sighted and it's selfish. Hence, it is never safe to allow oneself to be led by the direction or advice of another. Are you swept up? Well, I know you're here at Unity of Payson or here with us virtually. So you're probably not in a cult following of some sort. You don't have some personality that has seized your attention and you just go there. You forfeit, if you will, your own will. You abdicate that power that you have. So it is not any of those things. Willingness is, like I said before, putting yourself in the path of the divine, connecting with the I am, experiencing the Christ consciousness. So willingness is coupled with, and we've said it a couple of times in our songs this morning, the choice to allow. I allow. We're going to work with that as we go into meditation, but allow is surrender to the self with a capital S. Surrender to the self. That small S self, that ME, that my ego, can surrender to the divine identity that we are. That's the choice we make. Sometimes in life, and it's true for me anyway, we have a wall that comes up in front of us. And the wall seems to stymie what we want to do. But we try to break down the wall. We try to climb over the wall. We try to get around the wall, not recognizing that that's a divine indication that another direction is important, that the ability to allow is what will let us go ahead. So this is true for me in my experience, and you probably, if you've been around Unity of Payson very much, have heard this before. There was a time in my life when wall for me. This was before I came to Payson. A job that I had that I really liked suddenly disappeared. It was eliminated. A relationship, dysfunctional though it was, came to a head and it was gone. Good thing. But something changed. The home that I had changed, and I was in temporary space for a period of time. These walls were there. All of this along the same time that I was studying with Unity, studying to become a licensed Unity teacher. And when I was in that study, you probably remember I have shared this. I said, no way I'm going to be a minister. That wall that was there, I was ready to push right through it. I was going to go beyond that. I was going to break that wall down. I didn't take time to allow. I insisted on breaking through that wall. Well, you know, eventually that I was able to allow, able to recognize the calling to be here, to serve in this community. So allowing also means to choose the highest and the best for all concerned. We talk about it, but do we really do it? Allowing means to choose the highest and the best. Do we think about that when we make decisions? This is the highest and best for everyone concerned. That's the allowing. Instead of that ME, my ego, making a choice that short-term satisfies, being able to look at and look for the highest and best is important. And then back to what just keeps coming to me again and again, allowing for divine help. We know that the divine resides not someplace in the sky, but within. And when we recognize that the divine is within, we know that all help, all support, all love, all wisdom is available to us. And we put ourselves in the path of that, whether it's by a daily spiritual practice, whether it's by meditation, whether it's by reading of inspirational readings, whether it's, and I know many of you do that, whether it's hanging out with those who are like-minded, those who support your intentions, those who support you're looking for the highest and best. Myrtle Fillmore, again, one of the co-founders of Unity, had this to say in the book, How to Let God Help You. It's very much akin to allowing. Myrtle says, always the choice is up to us. Our own willingness to find spiritual understanding determines the rate of our growth and the measure of our achievement. Would you want to be all that you could be? Correct use of the will, using it rightly, the power to choose, and then also allowing. Those almost don't seem to go together, but they are. They do go together. Choosing, but also allowing. So if there were 4 things that I would say are important to remember, I would say that they are this. Open your heart, keep it open. Seek the highest and best for everyone concerned. Put yourself in divinity's path, the path of that higher self, and allow. I started with the Lord's Prayer. As you may know, that Lord's Prayer, which appeared in the King James Version, after going through a translation of Greek and Latin, may not reflect what the prayer may have been about originally. The Aramaic, which is the language spoken by Jesus, was something that we look to see if we can get a little more meaning out of that. And I want to do the Lord's Prayer as translated by Neil Douglas Klotz in Prayers of the Cosmos. Listen to this and see will in this. See the power of will. See willingness in that Lord's Prayer. And here it is. O birther, Father, Mother of the cosmos, you create all that moves in light. Focus your light within us. Make it useful as the rays of a beacon show the way. Create your reign of unity now through our fiery hearts and willing hands. Your one desire then acts with ours, as in all light, so in all forms. Grant what we need each day in bread and insight, subsistence for the call of growing life. Loose the cords of mistakes binding us as we release the strands we hold of others' guilt. Don't let us enter forgetfulness. Free us from unripeness. From you is born all ruling will, the power and the life to do so, the song that beautifies all from age to age, it renews. Truly, power to these statements. May they be the source from which all my actions grow, sealed in trust and faith. Amen.
Our meditation song is I Allow.
I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I am all I need now. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I am all I need now.
And now we enter that time of quiet. So with me, would you take time to still your body, to still your emotions, to still your mind? So breathe with me. Just breathe and notice that breathing. Feel yourself grounded, connected with Mother Earth. Drop into the silence of allowing. Here in this place, put yourself in the path of divinity. Whatever walls may be there for you, cease your efforts to break them down. And put yourself in the path of willingness. Take a moment as we're in the silence to think about willingness. As I share some ways that might be ones for you to be willing, might be a place to allow. I acquiesce to the truth of who I am. I cooperate with the impulse of my divine identity. I am willing to be centered, unruffled as time passes and light shines on my path ahead. I am willing to courageously decide what I will have, what I will do, what I will be. I am willing to boldly reach for my next goal. I am willing to stretch beyond perceived limits. I am willing to walk with confidence into my future. I am willing to risk being vulnerable in love. I am willing to listen without feeling threatened. I am willing to experience the joy of living today. I am willing to be purposeful, to know that I am divine. To be the light of the world, wherever I am, and whatever the circumstances. And you can add your own. I am willing to. What comes up for you? What emerges from that higher self, that Christ consciousness? I am willing to take a moment in the quiet to allow that to come into your awareness. Stay with that. Whatever's speaking to you, whatever voice of spirit you have heard, stay with it, persevere, commit to it. Be it. And now, bring your awareness back to this time, in this place, wherever you are. Knowing that as you allow, simply allow, as you experience true willingness, that which you desire, that which is your deepest heart desire, will no longer be a fantasy or an elusive dream, but can and will be yours. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Neil. That was a really powerful meditation. I appreciated it. Well, now is time for our gifts and our offerings. We're always grateful for anything that you contribute, not just to Unity of Payson, because we tithe out then to the larger community around town, to other nonprofits. So thank you so very much for that. And as we listen to the offering song, we'll be passing a basket here in person. And if you're with us online, the instructions for how to donate, you go to unityofpayson.org and go to the donate button. And we are so very grateful for it. And like Neil just said, hold in your heart. This is an outward expression of that heart's desire, perhaps, that just came to you during the meditation. So let's just hold our offering in our hands. And together we say, freely we give and freely we receive. And our offering song is I've Seen the Light by Scott Beck.
There was a time when I took everything for granted. I was young and I could do most anything. I could climb a rocky mountainside, swim a river far and wide. I was soaring with the clouds beneath my wings. Life was living me as the years kept passing by me. But I remember thinking time was on my side. It never even crossed my mind that I should pause and take the time to give some thanks for all the blessings in my life. Now I'm grateful for the sunrise every morning, and I'm grateful for the people in my life, for my blessings and concerns, for all the lessons that I've learned. I'll never take for granted one more starry night. And I guess that you could say I've seen the light. Well, the day soon came that changed my life forever, and I found myself being shaken to the core. The thought of facing my demise I didn't want to realize, but then I found the answers deep within my soul. Now I'm looking at the world with eyes of wonder, and I know that there are angels everywhere. When your luck has gone astray and you can't make it through the day, just say a prayer of thanks and help will come your way. And be grateful for the sunrise every morning, and be grateful for the people in your life, for your blessings and concerns, for all the lessons that you've learned, and never take for granted one more starry night. Yes, I'm grateful for the sunrise every morning, and I'm grateful for the people in my life, for my blessings and concerns, for all the lessons that I've learned. I'll never take for granted one more starry night. And I guess that you could say I've seen the light. I've seen the light.
Oh, now it's time to dedicate the gifts and the offerings. And we do bless the givers and the gifts, the physical sign of what is in our heart as it goes out into the community. And so you can say with me, divine love through us blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. We are abundantly prosperous, and we give thanks. Thank you, everybody. And I wanted to take just a minute also. We're adding this time in all the prayer requests that are sent into the chaplains. We would like to just take a moment and hold all of the hearts that we're asked to pray for. And so if you can join with me in just a moment of blessing all the prayer requests, whether you're online, whether you're here in person. living, loving spirit, we know that these requests are done in spirit before they are even asked. We know that they will filter into our lives. We are faithful. We know that this is happening. We are willing to allow this goodness to flow into our lives and allow all the many healings to happen easily and with grace. And so it is. Thank you all. My heart's pretty full right now. And now we have our activities that are going on. And we continue on with our theme for August, which is will. I use my power of will to choose, to commit, and to be willing. And our speaker next week will be our own Reverend Neil Worthington. Which self is choosing? And we do have other activities than what I'm going to announce. So please do check your Monday email, or you can go to the website, unityofpayson.com, and where everything is listed. And so, yes, every, Monday through Saturday at 9:30, we always have our morning cafe. Wonderful to touch base with everyone. And on Thursdays, every Thursday at 12 o'clock, we have our intenders circle, a really powerful way to support each other in maybe perhaps the heart song message that you heard this morning during the meditation. You might want to turn that into an intention and really move toward that. And we have this coming Thursday with Tom is Energy Thursday, and his topic is KISS, K-I-S-S crystals, and we have a short video for that. I think we need to turn the volume up a little.
Hi, this is Tom Quirk. I'm your host for Energy Thursdays. The August event will be on quartz crystals. The program is entitled KISS Guide to Crystals. It's Keep It Simple Spirit. It's based on a book that I took a class with several years ago, and I was so overjoyed. It is now back in print. So this is what the book looks like. Go online, type it in KISS Guide to Crystals. It will come up with Diane Bloom as being one of the authors. If you want to buy your own copy, you can find it at freespiritcrystals.com. They're in Wisconsin. I'm very happy because it was out of print for a long time. So what we're going to be talking about is quartz crystals, the facets, with the shape of facets, what they're going to mean. We're going to hone in on a number of the crystals. There's 70 plus different illustrations in the book. I don't have even half of them and have never seen some of those. So I'm excited that other people will be out there looking at the program besides me, and maybe we'll be able to fill in the blanks. So anyway, it'll take us a little more than an hour. This is a precursor to the 2 shamanic journeys that we'll be taking later in the year. And again, it's at Kay Adams' house. It's 509 West Arabian Way in Payson, 928-978-1283. And then make a run to the love offering site on the Unity of Payson website and add a little money there. I'm looking forward to seeing you all August 12th, 6:30, and have a super day.
Yeah, and I would suggest go to that workshop. Do call, being as we're having to be a little bit more careful than we have been in the over the last few weeks, so that we have enough space to spread out. But I can't wait for it because Tom has a wealth of information about crystals. He's going to be doing the layout pattern and everything for us. So anyway, instead, Neil, you have PS for us today?
Yes, a couple of things. Just to add on that Energy Thursday, Tom said it briefly, but this is kind of the prerequisite, this class, to some of the Energy Thursdays that are yet to come. I think Tom has it 4 different things that will follow crystals, and that'll be Energy Thursday for the next few months. So please take advantage of it. It's not just in person, it's also online. We've got a camera so he can get the camera down there and focus in on the crystals, so that you who are attending virtually with us can enjoy that as well. But don't miss, because it's the prelude of many good things to come. Just want to mention one other thing. As you know, the first and third Tuesdays, we have A Course in Miracles, but there's another thing that happens that day, and we're opening it up to people as well. Donna has what she calls a nonviolent communication practice. Is that what it is? A practice session. And there are a number of you who've had connections or taken classes with her in the past. That's at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays. We'll announce it more next week, but kind of pencil that in, because that's going to be an opportunity to interact. It's also an opportunity for us to draw some other people into our orbit here at Unity of Payson. Several people who are not here and have not been part of Unity of Payson have opportunity to participate there and to be among our community. So I am grateful for all of these activities. Take advantage of them, please, and we will see you there.
And instead of actually circling up, we're going to stand where we are and sing our peace song and the prayer for protection.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be, with God as creator, family are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, this is my joyous thought. I take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God